got Floyd Mayweather finals coming up this weekend. The 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. ABC, somebody in the finals every single day. We will be there. ABC Boxing Gym, the Nate Jones Foundation, Golden Glove Finals, 11th, the 12th, and the 13th of April. Let's get it.
The Nate Jones story is just one of many. So many great people come from the city that's winning. This particular one was a great fighter, a straight tiger. Before the gloves, niggas got their face wired. Back together, gang fights were so common. We from Chicago too, but we don't know common.
He's the winner by
no
way
chance
of
to rap
technical
but this
knockout.
cannon
He
to
is
clap.
still
I put it out, you better
and
get to
still
stepping
the
like a
ABA
captain. Get
heavyweight
to stepping like a
champion,
Sidmore,
Nate
Q-Dog.
the
I'm too raw, they too Bruce Jenner and RuPaul. Only true dogs fucking me and Big Nate. Shoot him in the greens, toss his body in that big lake.
All right, we back again for the Nate Jones story. Once again, another round. It's your boy Karceno for Karceno for Life, and we got the great Nate the Snake Jones.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Now, we've had a lot of good boxing fights that came up this past week. We had a lot of developments that's going on right now. PBC is doing their own boxing cards. They with Amazon Prime now, they not with Showtime. And just like we told y'all the first time around, when these fights were being made and developed and put together, there was a lot of red tape going on. There's a lot of politics that go on in this boxing game. And it's unfortunate. This is why we haven't been seeing the fights that we wanted to see and put together, because everyone as a whole collective has been in the way. Now, as far as the structure of business of boxing, tell us about a little bit some of the business, like when you were fighting, like some of the business that's been going on that was kind of like politics that you go through.
One thing about when I was coming up, it was politics where everybody fought each other. It was real fights back in those days. It wasn't no problem with making big fights happen. Back in the day, we had Don King, the Mom Aaron. We had more promoters and Sergio Kushner. It's not that many promoters as there used to be, and it's getting a little bit more difficult. A lot of red tape in between the lines stuff. And a lot of people doing this, messing the game up, and we can't see the big fights we want to see. And it's killing the game. The sport is dying because of that. And until we fix that, there's going to be a big hole in the game. And they need to be fixed, and fixed soon.
I think that the major problem is everybody's looking to cash out. Like they're looking to cash out on a big pay-per-view fight rather than to push to try to make and build great talent. See, that's one thing I've always given Don King his credit for. Don not only focused on a main event, he had an undercard. You're gonna see probably 4 or 5 title fights on one pay-per-view. So he always would bring up the next. When he had Chavez, he had Felix Trinidad on that undercard every time. So when Chavez started to, fall down, Trinidad became the next.
Yes.
So he knew how to develop the next champion and keep them right there so the people wouldn't be unfamiliar with him. They would see him right away.
He did the same with me. And if I wouldn't became world champion, he had me right behind Mike Tyson and them men in Holyfield off on a lot of their undercards. And I was on my way coming up the ladder as being successful as they were, but I didn't have the career they had. It was much better fighters than I was. But Don King gave me a good opportunity, and I never will forget him because he real honest and real truthful, more than what people think. He's a great person, personally.
Yeah. Now, we had some fights that came up, man, that was pretty interesting. We saw the fight that happened with Anthony Joshua and the MMA fighter Negasi. So Francis Ngannou came and said something very interesting, and they kind of let it fade away. He said he felt like he was drugged. He felt asleep going into the fight. And that's alarming because that same thing was told to me by 2 other fighters that got in a ring, but this was with Golden Boy fighters. But in UK, this is why Tyson Fury was very careful when he fought the Klitschko's over there, because he knew that all of these politics that they play in the game, and overseas they play a lot of dirt. They way dirtier.
Way dirtier.
They took the ring and made it spongy for Tyson Fury, and he had it in the contract, so they had to take the whole ring up on the day of the ring, or the day of the fight, and take some of that cushion out.
Wow.
Because that's what they did to try to make it spongy, so Tyson Fury could, slow him down, so he couldn't move around the ring.
Wow.
So he was walking around, he knew. Then after the fight, after he beat Klitschko, he knew not to drink their water. They kept trying to give him a water bottle. He was like, nah. We brought our own water bottle. Because he know, he was like, no, y'all ain't gonna have me fail the drug test, giving me some water that's laced with something so it's gonna show up on the final test. He was ahead of all of them, because over there he knew. And he's like, the guy was trying to force him to drink the water too. Like, here's a water for you.
Wow.
No water till I get to the back with my team. They got my water.
Well,
so these politics happen, and I'm gonna let him know that I'm gonna follow up. So what did you think about that?
I mean, that's possible. I mean, that's alarming. I didn't think none of it until you mentioned it, but that could possibly happen. And there's a lot of games being played overseas that they don't play in America, because America have kind of rules in sports. So they can really happen. I'm not saying it did, and if it did, it's a tragedy in the sport. But Garcia looked good to me. He dominated. If he was fair and square, he showed the world that he's a great champion. And if anything else come behind that, that's on him, and it takes from his greatness. But I was very shocked and very pleased with his performance. I would hate to take that back because of cheating allegations. And if that's true,
right,
that's crazy.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Now, it looked like to me it was just experience. He was just not prepared to deal with somebody who had boxing experience and was setting him up for the right hand every time. He just kept lowering, the guard was so low, he just blind him with the jab, just set it up, boom, throw the right hand over the top. He couldn't miss with that all night. It's like, dude, you just keep throwing it, he out of there. He has no defense for it.
He looked at flat though.
He did. That's what he said.
And since you said that, that's powerful, bro. I'm not saying it truly happened, but he looked at flat.
Yeah.
Maybe he was scared.
And he said, no, he was tired. He's like, I was asleep. He was asleep before that. And that's the third time I've ever heard that in life. You know who told me that before when they fight? Antonio Tarver. When he went and fought Bernard Hopkins, he said, I was asleep before, like 10 minutes for me to walk into the ring. I was asleep in the back. And he's like, man, in any fight I've ever done, I never felt that drowsy and out of it. He's like, I was out of it.
And that was one of his worst performances. I put money on Tom when he was taking him to school.
Yeah.
I bet on that fight, and I was very disappointed in Tom.
Yeah, and that's why he said that fight. And another fight that happened before that, it was the same fighter, Bernard Hopkins, Golden Boy Promotion, Kelly Pavlik. Kelly Pavlik's the same thing happened to him. Kelly Pavlik was like, man, I was days before the fight even started.
Man, that sounds like rumors, man. That's
so
bro, that's crazy.
Same
bro.
fighter, Golden Boy, and it's Bernard Hopkins.
Crazy.
B-Hop. They had to keep B-Hop winning.
Wow.
Winky Wright. It was weird going on in his fight. And it was a whole lot of activity going on. They was allowed. So they had to keep Bernard winning. That was the only thing they had. That was because Oscar wasn't really fighting no more. So he was just milking Bernard. But he was like, he held a room service, and that's what messed him up at the hotel. Yeah, and that's what Tarver told me
that's
that
crazy.
Himself. So
I'm gonna have a conversation with Tom.
Yeah.
And we'll come back on that in the future. Man.
Yeah, ask about it. He'll tell you. He's like, I was asleep.
That was one of his worst performances.
Yeah.
he was mad at him after the fight. I'm like, man, I bet this money you do. You didn't look like I thought you would look. I was disappointed. Well, wow. You didn't woke up my man. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, like I said on the Nate Jones story, you know, you get it all here.
Yeah, you can get it all here, man. And I want to mention one thing. I want to take the time out to say one thing, and I'm calling out a Pacific fighter, a great fighter, a legend fighter, to go down in history as one of the greatest of all time. I totally respect him. But in the ring, it styles make fights. We box a lot. I gave him a lot of problems. And I want to do an exhibition with him. And I've been calling him, trying to reach out to him. But James Sony, let's do an exhibition, me and you. I know I don't have the name that you got. I'm a great fighter as well as you were. I think you remember the sparring days we had. We had one. It's days I kicked your butt. It was days you kicked my butt. And Jackie Common, your old manager, got all the videos of our sparring. And I would like for him to post any of them and be honest and post them all of the sparring sessions. I had my way with him. He was good work, but I get more problems than anybody in the world. And I would like to fight him in the exhibition. I would like to not, it's up to him to make, we can do it for real, or we can agree not to hurt each other. But that's on him. I'll take whichever he decides to go, I'll take it. But let's fight, James Son. Let's have fun. Let's make some money, hopefully, and sell out a ticket, and we can do well. I want to fight you, James Son. Let's get it. Nate Jones, James Son, I'm calling you out, brother.
All
Let's
right.
make it happen. And Casino, if you got a connection with Jackie, ask Jackie, let's put it together, man. Jackie can be the manager or the promoter on the card, and let's do it. I like it. She done seen me spar James Son. She know. She got the video, she know. I gave him a problem. I kicked his butt. Last time he ain't never kicked mine, but I kicked his butt a lot. And let's have some fun. Let's do it again, champ, and make some money.
Yeah, he just fought Razor Rudder.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, man, let's go. And if you kick my butt and embarrass me, I'm going to sit my butt down. I don't think so. I know you know that. I'm different. And you know it, when we spar, I gave you promise on it. Let's have some fun. Let's bring boxing back. Let's show these young men that we can do it at an old age. A little bit older than me, I think. I'm 51. I know you 50-something. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. And let's bring back boxing. James Tony, Nate Jones. Let's fight in an exhibition anywhere in the world, boy. Let's have some fun. Champ.
All right, that's what it is. Now let's get to the main fight that happened this week. The one that took everybody's attention away was the Rolly and Pitbull Cruz, the Aesop Cruz fight. Now this is a fight that should have never took place. Rolly shouldn't have had a belt.
No.
So Aesop Cruz is going up to 140. He's a small 140. But he's gonna have problems with some guys in that division. But because they know how to box and keep him at bay, so he'll have some difficulties there. But
It's a cool one.
yeah,
It's a cool one, right?
yeah, I think he'll just matador him.
Yeah, my dorm and taking him to school and making a dance, a dance party. He'll dominate him.
Yeah,
And I think Devin will beat him. It'll be a tougher fight for Devin than it will Shakur, but
yeah.
they both beat him.
Because Shakur could fight going backwards. Devin hasn't really mastered that yet. He seems to stay flat-footed and try to roll and try to counter more than fight going backwards. Shakur can fight on the move. He can fight going back, change the angles. He's got a lot more slicker, and plus he's filling into the weight class.
And he's maturing, becoming a young man.
Yeah.
His muscles are starting to show up.
Yeah.
Shakur, to me, man, I think has knockout power. People don't give him respect for him. Shakur can punch. He can knock out anybody in the bench.
Yeah, but
I
his
don't
thing is
think
he don't
Devin
sit
can.
down
I
on
think
him.
yeah, but he crafty, man. He don't get hit.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about him. He do not get hit. he can have 2 fights and he may get hit 12 times. The man is dominant and range fighter. He's a good fighter. He's rangy. He's hard to hit. I think his power is underestimated. I think he has good knockout punches, chance than a lot of people think. I can see him knocking out anybody he catches. I think he's knocking. I see him. If you don't beat Devin, he can outbox Devin and knock him out. If you don't beat Tank, you can outbox Tank and knock him out. If you don't beat, the only one I don't think I'll see him knocking out is the Fimo Lopez. I see him beating him. I don't see him knocking him out. But he can knock out anyone. I like him. I think he's up. I don't think he beat that. I don't think he beat Tank. The Tank got too much, but he can land a good shot and get Tank out of there. If he hit Tank clean, but some Tank don't see, he can beat Tank. I think so.
Man, that'll be an interesting fight. But that's what I'm saying. Those guys got to start fighting each other. You know, so this Ryan Garcia thing, that's just a money fight. Yeah. But my thing is breaking down the fight with him and Rolly. I think Rolly inexperience was on display because he didn't even study his opponent at all. He didn't even figure out what was happening to him. And I'm like, how could you not? I could see if you make a mistake and you learn from it in the fight. He kept making the same mistake over and over again. He kept getting baited into throwing the punch and he was countering right over it. Every time, because that's the only thing Cruz can do. He's shorter, he's small, he got short arms, so he's gonna come at you and wait for you to throw that jab. Then he's gonna start letting it go, and then he'll kick off his combination and start, closing the distance in the space. Rolly was under a false sense of security that he's too small and his power was gonna be the difference. And that dude, he was taking Rolly shots and going right through him and bringing the fight to Rolly, and Rolly was running from him. So that shows you that Rolly really doesn't know how to feel comfortable in a ring being still right in front of somebody and knowing how to be patient. And he has no patience.
And that was surprising that someone like Mayweather, he's among the Mayweather. Mayweather don't take the time out and train all the people in the gym. If he don't have the right, I don't think he has the right trainers in the gym. He needs to start training fighters because they're not getting the right DNA. They're not getting told the right stuff. And it's best of their talent. They had no one but Kamel. And Kamel is great. I like him. I think he's going to be a great champion. But if nobody let him grow and teach him as he go on, because what you do yesterday ain't going to get you in today's fight. You got to learn as you go on. And if Kamel don't learn, he'll be in the same position. And I think Kamel has a great career and in front of him on his way to be great. But he needs to be taught the game as well and give him good food every day of his training. And if you're not doing that, it hurts the fighter. And that's when Floyd Mayweather should come in, look these young men in the eye and make these young men champions and tell them how tough it is and teach them more and turn them about the game. A lot of people like to teach physically, but can't teach you turning about doing with your eyes, just your stories. I can tell a story and it's better than some people in physical training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta know the game, and Floyd Mayweather know the game, and it can hurt the talent if you don't step up and try running the boxing in the gym more than what he had.
Yeah. And then, like the last fight, like with Fundora and Tszyu, man, the bloodbath fight.
Oh my God.
That fight changed, and I'm gonna say this too. This was a whole setup. Once, remember we talked about Keith Thurman and what was gonna happen with Keith, and I told you it's Keith one fight Thurman.
One fight Thurman.
Because I told you he gets injured because he's not disciplined. Every time he
tries. You know your shit, Cam. You be saying shit. You be right about a lot of shit you say. I'm like, what's wrong with this mama?
Yeah, he gets injured because he's not disciplined. Once he got the title, he wasn't hungry no more, and that hunger was gone. All that hunger he used to have, he used to live in the gym. Once he got money and got some titles, and he just started getting overweight, and then his camps become weight loss camps. And then every time he gets injured, so many fights Keith Thurman had pulled out of because of injuries. It just happened to him. Now he didn't tore a bicep. So now Fundora, who just got knocked out in his previous fight, is now fighting for the undisputed title. unified championship of the world. So now he moves from the undercard. So this guy, Tszyu, who's the champ, had to take 8, 9 days to get ready for this, for a whole nother guy who's 6'6".
And you gotta give Tszyu a lot of credit.
Yeah.
When Tszyu took on an infant opponent from 5'9" to 6'6"
in a southpaw.
And a totally different fighter. And for him to do that says a lot about him. And then to lose a close decision, it could have a close decision that could have been either way.
Yeah, it should have been a no contest.
It should have been no contest.
But they needed to have a champion because what PBC wanted to do was put Errol right in there, and that's why Errol got in the ring right after it was over, talking about he finna fight Fundora for the belt. So yeah, so it's all politics. Yeah. So they was Tszyu, that's why the ref kept it going. That cut was too bad on his head, and they didn't know how to stop it. They don't know how to use, they use something different overseas. They don't use adrenaline 1/1000 in the corner for the cuts. They don't use that. They don't use the adrenaline. They use, what's the Abastine something, it's called like that over there. And overseas in UK, they use that. And I don't even think they were using that. They were just using straight grease and cotton on the cut. They wasn't stopping the blood at all. It was just pouring down his face. He couldn't see.
The politics of boxing and sports is starting to take over, man. We need it's crazy, man. And that was weird.
Terrence Crawford put a stop to it. The WBO was like, no, Terrence Crawford gets to fight the winner.
Yeah.
The WBO was like, yeah, he got to fight the winner, so Fundora is going to have to fight Terrence Crawford. If he don't, the WBO going to strip him. So if they go and do that fight with Errol, with Fundora, the WBO said we're going to strip him of the belt, and Terrence Crawford going to fight whoever he fights next. Because you can't do that. Yeah, Terrence Crawford was the one that was up there first. How Errol gonna just walk in and say he finna get the title shot? So it don't make no sense. So, and I'm like, Errol he ducked the Terrence Crawford rematch because I'm like, that was the best thing for him because he ain't gonna ever beat Terrence Crawford. They can fight 100 times. That's not gonna ever change. 100 times they gonna lose. 100 times. He will never beat him. There you go. He ain't never gonna beat him.
That's crazy, man. So that just shows the politics in the sport, and this politics is taking over, man. I mean, that's why Earl was at the fight, and that's why they made the fight go to when they should have been stopping that fight. The cut was too serious.
Yep.
And it's the games that people play, man. And now that you bring it to my attention, it kind of looked that way, and it's crazy, man. Sports and boxing, sports and bullshit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And now, in the future of the sport is everybody's doing their own promoting on social media and trying to put their fight on pay-per-views now. And that ruined the game now because now you can't see any showcase for these fights. There's no home for these fighters to really come out and showcase their talent unless they're on pay-per-view cards. Now it's like some fights are not made for pay-per-view. Right, it's like, wait a minute, these the showcase fights. These the ones you put on cable so to get the fans to see them, so they can come out, right, before you put them on pay-per-view and start charging people money. But now they just charging people money right out of the gate. They don't even develop the fighters. So now they feel like they wasted their money watching some fight that didn't really mean anything. So they messing up the pay-per-view game, and Al Heyman's been doing that because he got no responsibility now when he does that. So he's been putting up a lot of showcase fights on pay-per-view. And then now they got this Ryan Garcia guy, who I call a YouTube fighter, because that's basically what he is. Chin way up in the air, just like Rolly. Telegraph every punch he throws.
When does that fight?
Supposedly coming up in a few weeks. I think it's coming up in May.
What's your opinion on that fight?
Devin was gonna win by either a knockout or just beating him in 12. Ryan Garcia he's too predictable. He does the same combinations, chin in the air, no discipline. He don't know how to be patient. Devin can stand in front of you. and relax and let you come, and he try to show the ropes. He just exerts too much energy trying to, he don't really know the game. He knows he got a strong left hook. He does have a strong left hook when he throw it, but telegraph it. Anybody who knows how to box don't see it coming. And they're gonna take that away from him. Devin's gonna take that away from him. He knows that's what he wants to do. His right hand got nothing on him. So if he stands in front of Devin, Devin could hurt him with something. And once he gets hurt, he's gonna get on the bike, he's gonna start to move. I gotta see the ring, but I guarantee he's gonna try to get a 24 by 24 ring so he can run around the ring in case he get hurt. Because he's gonna get clipped and he's gonna want out of it. But he wants to put on a show because he wants to impress the people on YouTube.
Yeah.
So he want to try to go for a knockout on Devin. He's gonna get caught. Just like Tank set him up and ran him into something he don't see coming. Devin's gonna run him into a left hook and get his attention.
It might be Devin that hook that be the nice thing, but not his. But I'm gonna say this much. I do see Devin beating him and nominating him. And I'm gonna predict the fight that's gonna distance, but I think Devin's gonna win by knockout. But anything is possible. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan let him get shot and buck with that. But Devin beats him and clearly dominates the fight. Anything can happen. I'm going with Devin. A unanimous decision going by knockout. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan knocked Devin out with a crisp, clean shot. I don't see him, but Devin all the way.
Yeah, and like for me, for instance, when it came down to boxing, I see Devin winning by knockout. Just pure boxing, you know, he's disciplined and trained in this his whole life. He knows what he's doing. He still makes some mistakes in the ring, but I think he got this. I think there's no doubt he beats Ryan Garcia. I don't really see Ryan being a problem. I think the first couple rounds he just gonna throw some fast punches, but I see him getting caught. Yeah, I think he'll get stopped, or the Golden Boy will find a way to stop it first. So, yeah, I see it going that way. But another thing, I don't really like what Bill Haney's doing, his training. I want to say that now. Let's get into that. He's doing the same thing that Billy Hunter did, Virgil Hunter, and all the rest of them. When they turn all them cameras on them, they start performing in front of the camera, and then they start making themselves bigger than life. Now Bill Haney's the guy. They got the camera on him. It was just Derrick James. They were doing that with Derrick James until Errol got beat. And now Derrick James is the man.
Derrick's a good trainer.
Derrick's a good trainer, but I'm just saying.
A former fighter, former national champion.
Yeah, it's not a knock on Derrick. I'm just saying, once they put that camera on him and they start doing these interviews, it started changing him. They started looking for the camera, calling him up. And Bill Haney then just got drunk with it.
Bill Haney,
he think he WWE.
Is a great father, a great supporter of his son. But he needs a real trainer. And if Devin don't get a real significant trainer, it's gonna hurt him. He needs a real dog behind him, someone that knows the game. Devin needs to be taught some real small, significant things that can make a big change in his career. That's the smallest thing what Devin needs. Devin is teaching himself, and that's going to hinder him. He need to be taught. You teach the game. He needs some fine wine tuning at this peak of his career, at the end of his career, in the middle part of his career. He needs some fine wine tuning. He's not getting that. He's just getting the same stuff, and it's not going to help him in the big fight. To beat the Fimo Lopez, you need that. To beat Tank Davis, you need that. To beat Shakur Stevenson, you need that. To beat Ryan Garcia, you don't need it. You cool with beating Ryan Garcia right now, and you will. But the real fights, man, you need a real trainer in them hands.
Yep, and I'm going to tell it like this. Errol Spence, I'm going to let y'all know right now, he's leaving Derrick James. He's going over to Boots Ennis trainer. Him and Derrick James, that's done. He ain't going into another fight with Derrick James. He moving on. He going on with Boots Ennis trainer. That's my prediction.
If he don't do that, you need to call Nate Jones. He got my number. You know how to get it. If I knew him in amateurs, I can make him a great fighter again. Which, you know, he's a good fighter, a great fighter, legendary, and I can help him out. But that's on him. God bless him. Have a good career, champ. Go your way, keep doing your thing, and I'll let see you back in the ring.
All right, man. And I just want to say thanks again, man,
Yes,
for
sir.
doing this. And appreciate it.
This is my friend, my real friend. I don't
Yeah.
play with the words. This is my boy.
Now we're gonna get into something else because Diddy has been everywhere. It's been Diddy. Now here's the thing, y'all. That the Nate Jones story, we know we met Diddy plenty of times.
He signed one of my best friends, Swing, and he made that song "On My Mama."
Yep.
And,
Oh my mama.
Yes,
Yep.
that was my boy, man. He from my hood.
Yep.
Brittany Green, one of the guys, one of the brothers, and he had some contract problem issues with Puffy, but they straightened it out. And I thought we had to come to New York and, you know what I'm saying, and Ace swing on some business, but we didn't. I would have came with him. That's my man. Till down and die, and we didn't have to, but they straightened it out. But yeah, Swing was signed to Puffy.
Yep.
But Puffy didn't get the chance, you know, that bullshit with our guy.
That wasn't gonna happen.
It wasn't gonna happen. Who the fuck that nigga up, but yeah, hey man.
That's why I ain't put that on none of my videos. I wanted you to tell it. I was like, that's why I wanted you to tell it, because I knew. I was like, oh, I'm gonna say that one. So I was like, I'm gonna wait for
We
that.
signed that motherfucker. He went to New York.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I didn't go with him, but he signed him. That was my man, our friend. When our few friends almost made in the rap game. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
they
he
did
got
sign
a
with
deal,
Puffy.
man. He got a deal
with
with
Puffy.
Puff and everything.
But when they seen he had some real heavy hitters behind him, some real niggas, and Puffy went his way. He couldn't play that shit with us in Chicago with Green Green.
Oh,
with
no.
the guy.
'Cause
He straightened this shit out quick.
And here's what y'all didn't know, like Fifth and Puff, they have squashed everything. They were back cool. They were back at Floyd house and everything. Yeah, Fifth, because Fifth just came back around. This was around the Victor Ortiz time, when around that fight. He just came in the camp and was like, he just walked in one day. 50 was there, and then Floyd was there with F. Gary Gray. And a lot of those guys, they was in there talking about starting a movie production company. That's what Fifth is doing now. See, Fifth ended up doing it. They didn't do it. Diddy was there, Floyd was there, and F. Gary Gray was gonna produce and direct all the movies. Fifth ended up doing it. See, Fifth is more progressive than that. Floyd would talk about it, and then it won't nothing come. Right, 50 get straight to the business. He's progressive. He's gonna get it done. It'll be up, the paperwork, everything done. And that's one thing that Floyd, I wish he would have probably listened a little bit.
More with 50.
Yeah.
50.
But it's so much ego in there, and how do you talk to each other?
Right.
And that's why them two always clash everything, because they both the same personality, you know. And,
50 was a great plus to the team.
yeah.
And the opportunity that we had to grow up for that man, we didn't take it. Floyd Mayweather didn't take the opportunity to learn with him and grow, you know, and expand. If he would have expanded the money team with 50 Cent, it would have made it crazy. But Floyd didn't. Floyd didn't want to do it with no one else but himself. And that was the problem. 50 could have made it expand to something crazy.
Yeah, Fifth made one mistake, and he crossed out Haney, and that's what you don't do.
Yeah.
And his problem is the wrong person was there, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, so that was,
Last time from New York.
yep, and that's who he went and got next to Tommy, right? And that's that caused all the friction. So, yeah, Tommy was something else. You know, like you either gonna like him but want to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
That's just Tommy.
New York nigga loud as hell.
Yeah, just
You know what I'm saying?
brushing his teeth at the table. I was like, man, Floyd about to throw you out this house.
Crazy.
He brushing his teeth. Floyd like, man, you brushing your teeth at the table? Yeah, he ain't like that at all.
To me, 50 is not a New Yorker. 50 got him more in Chicago, but 50 is Chicago dude. He had that mood of Chicago dude, for real.
Yeah, because he's a hustler. So
He a hustler,
yeah.
he a grinder, he quiet.
Yeah. And
New York niggas are loud.
He knows another hustler when he see one.
Yeah.
So he'll sit back and observe everybody and see the situation. And that's how he ended up getting Tommy. He knew if I gotta get to somebody to have on my team, and I can go in there and he'll get all the information. He probably talked to Nate first, talked to everybody, but he saw the sucker at 12 o'clock, and it was Tommy.
He knew he was loyal.
He knew the right one to get.
I'm loyal. You told me
Yeah.
that when one time we talked. But you're very loyal, Nate. He asked me my Zodiac sign. I told him, Leo, he said I can tell you're very loyal. I could tell he had a lot of respect for me, but 50 was a great guy. I was around, I learned him, I watched him a lot. Been around him, Floyd Mayweather. I done seen Puffy come through. I done seen Devin. I done seen Beyonce around Floyd Mayweather. I learned lots and a lot of great fighters and entertainers and famous people being around Mayweather. So it was a brief experience being his friend for so many years. And I'm still his friend to this day. We're good associates. Although we're the best of friends like we used to be. He don't call me, I don't call him. He loves me. Every birthday he tells me, happy birthday, every Christmas. He speaks to each other. That's about it. And I think he wishes the best for me. And I do the same thing. Until the end, God bless him, I wish him the best.
Now I'm gonna ask a question, because these from the fans. They often want to know who would have won between Floyd at his prime and Sugar Ray Leonard.
I got Floyd. Floyd brain. Sugar Ray Leonard was sharp and explosive, but he had a brain Mayweather. Mayweather is so mental, and so physically, so mentally strong. He has the will to win. His will to win is stronger than any man I ever met. Floyd Mayweather, will to win is stronger than any person I ever met. And that's the reason why he beat Sugar Ray Leonard. He's smarter, he's slicker, he's gonna find out what's working, and he's gonna use that and then on. He's gonna beat him.
Okay. They say if Floyd would have fought Manny in 2010, when they first was doing the fight, they said Pacquiao would have knocked him out. Do you think that would have happened?
No, because Floyd is his brain is why he's so great. Floyd mentally stronger than anybody I ever met, man. He won't beat him. And nobody beat him because his brain. Hey, champ, get in the ring and start shouting about it. His brain in 4 rounds. I don't think the only one person I see beating Floyd Mayweather would give him the fight of his life to me is Earn the Hawk Prime. That's the similar style where I box Floyd Mayweather. When I box Mayweather more than anybody in the world. And when I use that style against Mayweather, I had the better times with him. You gotta fight them with relentless, a lot of W shots up with the same hand, a lot of punches where he can't think. If you take Floyd brain away from him, and where he don't think, he's making a dog fight, well, you gotta be in tip-top shape to do this to Mayweather. Once your tank is low, it's done for you. You gotta have the right tank to do this, to beat Floyd. You gotta be able to go all day long to the day you die, and you can't stop. That's the only way you're gonna beat him. Other than that, if you're taking low, you out of there, he's gonna smell that, he's gonna see it, and he's gonna run you down the commode. He's gonna beat you. But you gotta be in the best shape of your life for starters, so you can have a chance to beat him. You gotta be in tremendous shape, and that's the first thing. That's the first thing. Of beating someone like Mayweather. Conditioning and putting it all on the line. And if you ain't willing to do that like an Aaron Brown or a Nate Jones or a James Sony, them type of people give Mayweather the most problems. And I see Aaron Brown Sugar Ray won't beat him tight. He knocks out Tammy Hearns. And maybe Sugar Ray Robinson. and maybe and Antonio Tarver will give him problems. But you gotta be sharp to be Mayweather. You gotta fight him at a quicker pace where he can't think. Take his thinking from him. Once you take his brain from him, then you have a chance to beat him.
All right, this is the last question they had. What weight class was the best Floyd Mayweather? 130, 135, 140, 147, 154. Which weight class you think was the
135,
best?
130, 135.
130, 135. Okay.
Pretty Boy Floyd. When he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was down. On nobody beating him. His win was stronger than any motherfuckers in the world. He wanted it. His dream was fighting. Wasn't nobody gonna beat him. No more. And wasn't nobody gonna take him. Wasn't nobody gonna stop him.
All right, and that's a wrap. So Floyd Karceno for Lion King with Nate the Snake Jones.
Many more.
Yeah.
We got the new little champ for the trainer. Watch some of the training session with the next champ, national champion on his way in the future. The little future Mayweather. Let's get it.